I would like Indiana Jones's whip.
Stop it.
Stop what?
Stop.
Stop what?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Welcome to the show, people. Welcome to the show.
Eat my shorts.
So here is to conversation.
Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.
Welcome to the Cash Exchange.
Ahoy, hoy.
I used that today.
Oh, yeah? How'd it go over?
It was a discussion. We're going to workshop it. I don't know that it works, but, we'll get there.
Gotta be honest, I forgot about it completely until just now. So I'll work on it, though.
It feels very unnatural. So I think with a little bit of practice, it'll feel less weird. I'll feel a little less like Monty Burns.
There you go.
Or maybe it stays weird and I just get to spread the weird. That's also fine.
Everything is weird the first time you try it. You gotta get accustomed to it.
That is fair.
I used to thought it was so lame to say LOL in a text that I would actively avoid it. I would say like haha or ha or but
How does one spell huh?
HUH. I mean, it's like the equivalent of like laughing through your nose. Like it's a huh.
Interesting.
Yeah, and then emojis came into the game, and hasn't really been that big of a problem. But I do use LOL now, and it is mostly when I have nothing else of note to say about something.
That's fair. I am a strong proponent for LOL, or the crying laughing emoji.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand any of the variations, and I think I personally, it throws me off every time it's used in a conversation. If you're like an LMAO person, I don't think there are still ROFL people, but you say ROFL in a conversation. The only real options that you get are LOL and haha.
I use the side eye face.
Yeah.
With a smirk. In fact, that was my pumpkin this year. Was that emoji?
Really?
Yeah.
You have a picture of it?
I do.
See this pumpkin. I use the melty face emoji, I think, more than anything else.
Yeah. When Nate's just being so cute. In what context?
I don't think I've ever used it in a like, aw kind of context. I only use the melting emoji in like exasperation. Like yesterday, I sent a picture to Nate because I was trying to draw and my cat was sitting on my sketchbook. And so I sent him a picture and the melting emoji. That's the context.
Huh. Okay. I just sent it to you. Now you have to imagine it like being, I don't know, 5 days fresher, because I didn't think to take a picture when I was done with it, but I think it turned out pretty well.
Okay. I wasn't expecting him to have the Sharpied in facial features.
That's not Sharpie.
No?
That's cut.
What do you mean that's cut?
I carved that. You don't Sharpie on a pumpkin. You carve it like a man.
This picture is like 144p.
Here, let me change the. It's a live picture, so I can change the picture that it actually sends out to you. Oh, here we go. This is a better representation.
From this picture, it looks like you carved the face, but not the facial features.
Okay, well, I took a chisel to it and everything.
Okay.
To get the face. There. You can tell the carvingness of that one.
This is green bubble syndrome. I hate when people with iPhones send me pictures because I have no idea what's happening.
Yeah?
Okay, that one looks more reasonable.
Do I need to send it like on Instagram?
I don't have an Instagram.
It's gone again?
I haven't had Instagram for a long time.
Or maybe I'm thinking TikTok.
I do still have TikTok. One of these days I'll be strong enough to get rid of it for realsies, like I did with my Instagram.
Maybe.
I'd delete my Facebook, but it's tied to too many accounts.
Yeah. It is liberating when you finally rid yourself of that scum. So, highly suggest it. I don't even get tricked in with the attach your Facebook so that you can get whatever. Nope. I can do without.
That's what gets me.
Yep.
Is the one step login.
Yeah.
Anyway, You wanna know what your 3 things are for today?
I would very much appreciate that, yes.
Labubus,
Hmm.
kidneys, Pokemon cards.
Things that are hot on the black market.
Yeah,
Things that are sought after.
that's basically it's hitting the nail on the head.
Oh, yeah?
Mhm.
Nice.
Things that have a very robust resale market.
I never get these things on the first try.
I was trying to find one that wasn't, like, used in a previous episode because we've used a couple of them, the things that I have on my list for today in our 3 things. My alternatives were Beanie Babies, Funko Pops, and I think I had one more. Maybe not. How do you feel about Labubus?
They're demonic, and not just because of the South Park episode.
Why do you think they're demonic?
Anytime a bunch of celebrities, especially like certain celebrities, really latch on to something and artificially inflate the popularity or the value of something,
Mhm.
I always uh, step back and wonder, who is gaining what out of this?
That's fair. I worked in a place with a lot of people my own age, which is kind of a rarity in my industry. But they talked pretty frequently about buying very specific Labubus, and I don't understand the hype because one of them was able to buy a Coca-Cola Labubu, I believe, but it came with the bottle and they wanted the can, or it came with the can and they wanted the bottle. And so
Hmm.
they were going to go back to Pop Mart and try again. But these things are too expensive to do blind boxes in my opinion.
I hate the blind box culture of the world. I was big into Pokemon cards. My son's big into Pokemon cards now.
Mhm,
Are essentially the original blind box. Uh, I it's very transparently like a marketing ploy, and like you can skyrocket your numbers to the moon if
mhm.
you say, "Oh, but there's this one. It could be in this box, or it could be in that box." We
Yep.
don't know. It's the same issue I have with the McDonald's monopoly
Yeah.
because it recently ended, and I travel a lot, so I have to eat at places a lot, and I'm driving a lot. So I just need to pull
Mhm,
in somewhere, get something, get on my way, right? So I usually don't stop at McDonald's, but I was like, why not? They got this promotion going on. Maybe I'll win a TV or a Jeep Cherokee or an all expenses trip to Hawaii. Who knows?
mhm,
So I fell for it this year, and I ended up altogether through like the month of whatever it was, ended up with like probably 40 of the little game pieces.
okay.
And you find out real quick that it's just the same pieces,
Yeah.
and that they can say, oh, well, you could get this if you have all of these. The two are going to be in circulation everywhere, and that one is going to be nowhere to be found. The There was a couple on TikTok that was like, we have everything, we have all the pieces except for one from every set. So they
Yeah.
found a McDonald's where they could just buy the cups that had the
Mhm.
pieces on them. It was something like 150 cups or something like that, and not a single one had the pieces they need.
What a waste.
No joke. But that's the same kind of marketing that they use for Labubus. That's the same kind of marketing they use for Pokemon. And the whole industry that has evolved around Pokemon to where grown people are getting into fistfights over these boxes of Pokemon cards is insane to me. It was insane to me whenever we were kids and women were fighting over razor scooters for their kids.
Mhm.
But it's even more insane to me now that these little pieces of cardboard are worth all this trouble.
Yeah. I live next door to a GameStop. Every time I pass by that GameStop in the morning, without fail, there is a line of lawn chairs outside of it. I was so confused for the longest time because I was like, there's no way that there is a video game dropping every day.
Yeah.
Like there's not a stand in line or break out the lawn chair kind of event every day at GameStop. I found out, or at least my reigning theory now is that it's just either Magic the Gathering or Pokemon card releases. that people are sitting outside of this GameStop before they open every single day. It's bananas. Like,
These are jobless adults.
they very much are. I'm not going to say get a hobby because I assume this one is yours, but
A hobby doesn't take over your life,
well, it can. It shouldn't, but it can.
but I think when it crosses that threshold, it becomes an addiction more than a hobby.
Fair enough. I don't mind the blind boxes. I think that it's cool in small doses. Like, I'm not the kind of person who is going to buy 15 of the things because maybe my 15th one is going to be the one that I want.
Mhm.
Like, I'm just going to get one, and whatever I ended up with is whatever I end up with. To be fair, though, I haven't found a thing that I care enough about necessarily to want to purchase them in bulk, hoping that I get the one I'm actually dying or waiting for. But it's just the collectible culture confuses me, which is our topic for the day. Collectibles.
A kidney's collectible?
No, that was just things that have a big resale market. Another thing that has a big resale market is collectibles.
Do you think that one friend of Selena Gomez wishes she could reclaim hers?
I mean, she didn't get an invite to the wedding, so
Hmm.
maybe.
Selena, what are you doing?
I mean, that's not Selena.
Has she been replaced?
Yes,
Has she been body snatched?
I believe so.
Is she a skinwalker now?
I was inundated on TikTok with videos of the wedding and people reacting to the wedding. The internet is a just cesspool universally. But I was inundated with a lot of the stuff about her wedding to Benny Blanco, and she just looks off. All of the interviews that she does, and I don't know what lupus does to a person. Everyone in the comments was a 50-50 of they were either staunchly in one camp of like, yeah, she did way too much filler and it just kind of like broke her ability to speak, or hey guys, don't be mean to her. This is lupus. I don't know. I don't know what lupus does to the face.
Me either.
It is wild, the changes in her appearance and delivery of just about everything in the last 5-ish years.
Yeah. Not too long ago, the kids went into a Wizards of Waverly place phase,
Mhm.
and it's mind-boggling seeing the difference.
Yeah. Did they watch the reboot Wizards
I think they've watched a
Beyond?
couple episodes of it,
Yeah.
Beyond Waverly Place, something like that. I don't know. Yeah, I didn't catch her in any of those episodes, but yeah, it's something. It is it's quite the transition, I guess. All right, here's the for anyone curious, the side effects of lupus. The general symptoms are fatigue, fever, joint muscle pain, um, as well as specific ones like a butterfly-shaped rash on the face, sun sensitivity, and hair loss.
Oh,
Uh,
butterfly-shaped rash is shockingly specific.
Side effects affecting different body systems, the circulatory system, fingers and toes turn white or blue in the cold or during stress, increased risk of blood clots. The respiratory system, shortness of breath, chest pain, particularly when taking deep breaths, and increased risk of lung disease like pleurisy, Pleurisy. Pleurisy, I guess. I don't know. Nervous system, headaches, confusion or memory problems, seizures, kidney, swelling in the face, arms, legs, feet, high blood pressure, kidney disease, or kidney failure. Other things such as mouth sores, swollen glands, anemia, which can contribute to fatigue, vision problems, and dry eyes. So, yeah,
I don't know that any of those line up with what's going on with, Selena, but
I don't know. But now we know what the main side effects of lupus are.
knowing is half the battle.
Collectibles.
Collectibles. Do you collect anything still?
Mm, when I was in middle school and high school, I collected a bunch of Simpson stuff. I had a pretty decent collection. A lot of it's in boxes now. I'm sure most of it is just lost somewhere. Um, but if I see something that catches my eye every now and then, I will procure it. But for the most part, I don't seek it out. I don't try to track down every piece of Simpsons everything that I can find.
Yeah.
What else? What about collecting tools?
Sure.
Because I do that. Uh, I will decide I'm going to do something, but I need a really specific tool for it. And really, I'm just deciding to do that thing so that I can get that really specific tool that I'll probably use maybe twice. Uh,
I do the same thing with art supplies.
like I have a routing table in my
What?
garage. A routing table.
What is a routing table?
Routing table. A router. It takes a circular bit that you can carve like patterns into. So like the trim up on a ceiling, like around the edges, how it's like curved and it's got those intricate like patterns in them.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's what a router is for. And then a routing
Huh.
table is just a flat surface that you can run it along so that you can uh do that design in a longer piece of material.
Okay. Interesting.
So I do have that. Um have not used it for the purpose that I got it for, but that's because I just had all kinds of other stuff getting in the way, eating up my time.
Fair enough.
Because I'm an adult and I know when a hobby needs to take a back burner to doing adult things.
Sure. I mean,
Yeah.
the people sitting outside the GameStop were there pretty early. It's not like they didn't have jobs to go to afterwards. We don't know.
If this is a generalization and I realize that, but if on a random Tuesday you are so motivated to get up at 4, 5 o'clock in the morning to set up a lawn chair to sit outside of a GameStop for hours on end, it's it's probably safe to say that maybe your priorities are misaligned.
That is a possibility, yeah.
I'm not saying everyone in line. I'm just saying that generally that is what you're going to find. The chronically online, the chronically in front of a screen.
Fair enough. I don't know. I mean, if you don't have anything to do on your Tuesday mornings, you really like Pokemon cards, more power to you.
I guess, yeah. I mean, you're gonna do what you're gonna do. I don't care. But
It's a lot of
I,
people's social activity.
I that is valid. If that is how you connect with other human beings with similar interests, then more power to you. Just don't let it take up your whole life.
Yeah. Chat with the other people in lawn chairs.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a good rule of thumb for anything. Don't let it be your whole personality.
Yeah. But most people don't they let that fall by the wayside. They are all for I get it. It's easy
Mhm.
to just dive headfirst into something that you have an easy connection to with people. That's I get it,
Yeah.
but I don't think it's very healthy. Yeah, and Disney adults, uh,
Anyone who has a parasocial relationship with a celebrity.
yeah, yeah. Who was it? Miranda Cosgrove. I was recently reminded of the story of her stalker that announced his affection for her on her front lawn,
Mhm.
and when it was not reciprocated, decided to end himself there. And she still lives in that house, which I think is odd.
She genuinely scares the hell out of me
Why?
because she was a Nick kid. She was a big Nick kid. And
She was?
so one could imagine that she has either been subjected to or has at least seen or heard about some things that have happened to her peers. She handles the if you've ever heard her talk directly about the stalker that offed themselves on her front lawn, she's, like, laughing about it. She is, like, fully disconnected, and that is both impressive and terrifying.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I'd be as cavalier about it,
Right,
but I don't know.
but it was just, like, telling the story about the lady trying to buy adult things at the Walmart. Just that level of cavalier.
Oh, yeah. I mean, maybe Nickelodeon and good old Dan Schneider uh, had another victim that we just never took into account. What about you? What do you collect? What do you hoard?
So, I'm not a big collections person. I have a habit of just, like, Marie Kondoing my home every 6 months or so. It doesn't spark joy. With that said, I collected DVDs when I was younger and ended up selling them because they didn't really fit into my apartment and also
Mm-mm-mm.
was not I didn't have really a DVD player at that point. So I got rid of most of my DVDs, but because I am real sick of streaming services and honestly doom scrolling through streaming apps, I have started rebuilding my DVD collection.
Mm-hmm.
I I think there is a parallel universe in which I collect Funko Pops. I do really like them and their little beady soulless eyes, but they're also expensive for what they are. And I've never like a lot of the ones that I would specifically be interested in,
Mm-hmm.
they cost way too much because they're not in print because they're a lot more obscure.
Yeah. Our father, uh, you could say, is an inconsiderate gift giver, but also the most considerate gift giver. Because usually what he'll do if there's a gift giving occasion is he'll say, "What do you want?" And then, "Okay, we'll go to the store, we'll go get it." Which, for the most part, is pretty nice.
Yeah.
It's not so nice whenever he forgets that there's a gift giving occasion. Like most recently, for one of my daughters, and just completely skipped his mind. And this set of birthdays is the easiest in the world because I got our mother is one day in November. Exactly a week from that is my youngest.
Hmm.
Exactly a week from that is my son's. Every year, it's like a surprise whenever November rolls around. But last year, with my son's birthday, he came over. We're having a party, and he just said, "Max," he just said, "What do you want for your birthday?" And he's indecisive, and so he says, "I don't know." "Okay, you want to go to Target? Let's just go to Target." Goes to Target. Comes back from Target with a huge box. What my son decided to ask his grandfather for his birthday was a gigantic Funko Pop Pokemon. Don't ask me which one. I can give you the general shape,
It's
but I don't know exactly which one.
yeah.
And so we take it out of the box at the house, and our father says, "What does it do?" And I said, "You are looking at it. That's what it does." And he wasn't upset. I think he was more befuddled by the fact that he just spent $50+ on this gigantic plastic action figure that does nothing.
Yeah.
And the reason that this action figure was $50 is because of the type of people who wait outside of GameStop for new drops of Pokemon cards.
I mean, in that situation, I feel like the price point that it commands is more because it's a giant Funko Pop. I've seen that thing. It's massive.
It is massive. It is
I
massive, but
have
it is not $50 worth of plastic.
I bought a Funko Pop for a Christmas present. I bought a Funko Pop for a Christmas present today, and it is real little. I just think he's neat.
He is neat. And I have a Hamilton Funko Pop. I have a George Washington Funko Pop.
Mhm.
And that's it. Then we went back for Jefferson, but they didn't have it.
I
And then we have
have
a Jamie Benn.
You have a what?
Jamie Benn. He's the captain for the Dallas Stars.
Oh, okay. Weird. I have Bob Ross and Buddy the Elf, both of which were gifted to me. I don't think I've ever sought out a Funko Pop, but I went to the Grapevine Mills Mall the last time I was in DFW, and there's a bookstore that has just a wall of Funko Pops. And I did find a good amount of them that I was like, I would like to have that. But mentally, I also can't reason with myself that I could purchase something for the same reason that our dad was befuddled by a $50 action figure. I can't reason paying the amount of money that they want for them to just be on a shelf staring at me with their beady little eyes.
I can't either. Would I like to have the Thomas Jefferson to round it out? Yes. Am I going to track it down and pay out of print prices for it? No.
The things that I would want Funko Pops for would be really obscure. Like, I would want like custom Funko Pops. I would want ones that were like handmade,
Yeah.
things that have some kind of uniqueness to them, because I know that those same beady little eyes that are currently staring at me from my bookshelf are the same of hundreds of thousands of others. I think it'd be cool if I had like a My Name is Earl Funko Pop, but I know they don't make them.
That would be cool. You've looked it up?
Haven't, but that show has been off the air for so long that I can't possibly imagine.
They have all kinds of stuff. All kinds of stuff.
I don't think it had a big enough cult following.
You'd be surprised. Jason Lee still talks about his time with My Name is Earl and how big of a letdown it was that it got axed when it did.
Yeah. It was a big letdown. They ended it on cliffhangers.
Earl Hickey, Funko Pop.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. There's even a 2-pack with the Hickey brothers. I told you.
How much do they cost? And are his eyes closed?
They are not. He's got one eyebrow raised. On one, there might be multiple ones.
They did Randy dirty. He doesn't look right.
Oh, right here. Wait. Okay. This is the, you know what I want? If anyone asks,
Customs.
you tell them this. I want a 3D printer.
I so badly want a 3D printer. I would do so many fun things with a 3D printer.
So this is the files to 3D print your own Earl Hickey Funko Pop. Pay $5 for it.
Only $5?
And then you could even hand paint it yourself.
I want all of them. Earl, Randy, Joy, Darnell, Catalina.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, maybe they don't. Maybe they're not, like, legit. No, here's one with Randy holding a box. With Ethan Suplee holding a Randy.
And it's recent because he's real skinny.
He's been skinny for a little while now.
Has he?
I don't know. Maybe they're not legit. They look real good, though. But if you can find an Earl Sinclair from Dinosaurs, there's no reason you can't find an Earl Hickey. So,
All right. Well, in that case, for one of the gift giving holidays, I would like to request in advance that I want an Earl or Randy Hickey.
okay. Well, then you put the word out that I want a 3D printer first.
Deal.
Okay.
The first of us to get a 3D printer. Our first project is gonna be the My Name is Earl Funko Pop.
There we go. Tell you what, I'll even bookmark this website so that I have it at the ready.
Only $4 for Randy. Anyway, if I could get more of that kind of obscure Funko Pop, I would absolutely collect them.
At
But
least,
I'm
okay. So if you are involved in the creation of it, then I think it's fine to have a collection like that.
like Legos.
Like Legos, yeah. You have the money for Legos, and then you have the time and the patience to actually build the kits and have somewhere to store them, to display them, then go for it. Because at least then you are actually pursuing something while you're doing this collecting hobby.
That is fair. I think in the case of being able to 3D print your own equivalent of a Funko Pop, you're building skills, which is cool.
Yeah. And 3D printing can, you can get there's a lot of avenues to make money with that.
Fair.
So you could even turn your hobby into a lucrative side business or a full-time job. I don't know.
I feel like that one is tough to do these days. The market is saturated. 3D printers are not that expensive.
I mean, it's almost like getting into podcasting in 2024.
Crazy. Who would do that?
Yeah, psychos, that's who.
Psychos, yeah.
We need create some fake drama. I've been thinking about this a lot. Do you know how easy it would be to cash in on just talking politics? It doesn't matter which side of the aisle you want to be on. Even if you want to troll that side, it's so easy to just put a stupid opinion out there, then people start talking about it, and then eventually people are just going to take your word for it.
Sure, yeah.
Like the people that get airtime on shows like Piers Morgan, or even the people that they bring on to CNN or Fox News that are just like social media people, it's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
I don't think that I want to make money through podcasting bad enough to be a political commentator.
I don't either. That's one of the reasons why I haven't.
Also, I like my blood pressure where it is,
Yeah.
regardless of what I believe about politics. I know that discussing it on a podcast would just skyrocket.
It probably would.
Stressful to all involved.
And since my curiosity got the better of me, a Daveed Diggs signed Thomas Jefferson from Hamilton Funko Pop is $210.
That's actually not as bad as I would think it would be. Since it's
Another one on
signed.
here is for 302, 250. Apparently he signs these a bunch.
I'm sure there was always people hanging out outside of the stage doors waiting to get stuff signed.
But yeah, I mean, all you have to do is have the most asinine opinion on anything, and you'll get people saying, "You go, girl." You'll get people saying, "You're the stupidest person that's ever been on this earth." And that's all you need. And that is a problem with society, that is all it takes.
One of the reasons that I don't partake really in social media, never have, is because I don't want to invite the feedback of strangers in that particular instance. Like, I'm honestly a pretty big proponent for the dead internet theory anyway. That like a lot of this is just the void talking back to us, not actual human beings. But like I'm not gonna put myself in a position where I'm allowing the peanut gallery to weigh in on ultra private matters.
Well, it's like whenever we first started posting stuff on uh, Instagram, I don't think we got any negative stuff on Instagram, but YouTube and TikTok, as soon as we started posting stuff, these people came in with these opinions on our appearance and us as people immediately. Nothing on the content of what they just watched or whether they liked it or not. It was just, hey, guys, you suck. Okay, bye.
The level of audacity increases exponentially when you don't have an actual name or an actual picture of you attached to the vitriol you spew.
Yeah, and these people did not have profile pictures.
So who's to say they were actual people? We don't know.
That is correct. I went into a bit of a light tailspin just because, like, who are you? Who are you? And then I did some researching into this person. nothing that wasn't like just there on their profile or whatever. And then did nothing with it because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. But yeah, that kind of stuff is just dumb. I've never partaken in needing to get my sadness out by just attacking random people on the internet. So I don't know what the motivation for it is, but I mean, I can see how it can be an outlet that people choose
Yeah.
because there's no culpability in it. There's no
Consequence.
consequences. Yeah. Don't be that guy, kids.
Nobody likes that guy.
That guy doesn't like that guy.
Fair enough.
But when you're talking about DVDs, I still have a bunch of mine. And I have been responsible for helping you with your short-sightedness because I have bestowed upon you some of my collection
What?
not that long ago.
What are you talking about?
My DVDs that I still have that I held on to.
You
When you got rid of all
bestowed
yours. Huh?
You bestowed upon me. What DVDs did you give me?
The Ringer. Pretty sure there was another one. All I'm saying is that I had more foresight than you. That's all I'm saying. That's it.
Sure. I didn't want to have to move with all of the things, and I stand by that decision. Movies are heavy.
Oh, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. It's been a pain in the ass. I've got 3 totes just
Yeah.
chilling in the garage. I'm surprised they're not all melted by now. But there have been some times where I really wanted to watch something. It's like, I'm pretty sure I owned that at one point. And I go on a little mini adventure and I go track it down and usually by the time I find it, I'm not really that interested in watching it anymore. So it just sits next to the PlayStation until I'm ready to actually sit down and watch it.
At that point, you have to make yourself watch it. You went all of this way
You would think.
just to sit down at the finish line,
You would think, but I get distracted easily.
which is the problem with streaming services. I'm tired of doom scrolling movies that I could be watching.
Well, in the not too distant future, you won't have to doom scroll because you're going to have some very specific movies that you're going to have to watch.
This is true.
Hint, hint.
There are a couple of things that I've been looking for on DVD. I mean, I guess technically there's one big one that I'm looking for on DVD right now, and it's Sling Blade.
Mm-hmm.
I am just about done with season 1 of Landman. Great show. And I want to see Billy Bob Thornton. And he was nominated for an Academy Award, I'm pretty sure, for Sling Blade. Some part of Sling Blade was nominated for an Academy Award.
Because he didn't go full?
I don't know. I don't know how much of I haven't seen the movie. I don't know if he goes
It's
full.
been a very long time since I've seen it, but I do not believe he goes full retard in it.
It won. It won the Oscar for Best Screenplay.
Do you believe the rumors that he tried to have every copy of it buried?
Yeah.
And he's blocking it from streaming?
It is streamable. Fun fact. I
Oh, it is
found
now?
out a couple days ago that it is streamable on a streaming site that I don't know that I trust. It's called like Red Current Universe or something like that.
Huh.
I don't know that I believe that streaming service is valid necessarily, but if you think about the names of other streaming services objectively, we have Pluto and Philo and Plex and Max and Hulu. Like, they all kind of sound like nonsense.
That's true.
There's Shudder.
Ugh.
There's Trauma.
Trauma, yeah. With an O. $5 a month.
There's lots of options, and they all sound real silly. I think 1 month is as much as I would like.
You can catch such classics as Gut Boy
I don't want to watch Gut Boy. I'm good.
and what was the chicken one?
Don't
Poultrygeist.
know. Yeah.
Poultrygeist. Classics. For only $5 a month. Studio that churns out like 20 movies a year.
I think 1 month is enough.
I think you could probably
I think that's plenty of trauma.
get your fill. Yeah.
Did you know that there are over 25,000 unique Funko Pops? Feels very bad for the environment.
I did not. No. And those are official Funko Pops?
Yes. I think that is a just ridiculous number of versions of a thing that you sell. 25,000 is objectively too many.
Okay.
That said, Pokemon has 200,000 different iterations of their cards.
Better or worse for the environment?
Pokemon cards?
Yeah,
Better than Funko Pops.
better than Funko Pops. Even with all the ink and everything used?
The paper is still more biodegradable than the plastic and vinyl that goes into a Funko Pop.
The plastic coating?
Wally will be boxing up Funko Pops for eternity. I think there is a Wally Funko.
Maybe I'll find an Eve too. Like just make them kiss and stuff.
Sure. He's big into the romance movies, why not? I mean, even with the plastic coating, I'm sure a Pokemon card is more able to break down and be recycled into the earth than a Funko Pop. Although they might both be better than Beanie Babies.
But they have 250,000 iterations of different cards.
200,000.
200,000. Okay. And then, I mean, what? There's got to be thousands upon thousands of each individual card.
Yeah.
And then if there's only 25,000 individual Funko Pops, and then there's going to be less Funko Pops, especially when Pokemon cards already have a 175,000 unit increase.
I see the Funko Pop situation in the same way that I see the ET video game. In the sense that, like, so one of the reasons that I was thinking about this topic for an episode was because there have been reports coming out recently about how Funko Pop might not last the year. They're not financially stable enough to carry things out the way that they're going right now for the long haul.
Is this a tariff issue?
I think they just oversaturated the market because they have 25,000 Funko Pops.
And every one of those comes with its own licensing fee that Funko Pop has to pay to whatever entity created the character that they are making.
One not important at all question: who is the target market for a Succession Funko Pop?
People that are not successful.
Who is that for? I've never seen the show. Maybe it is good and worth Funko Popping. But why did they make Succession Funko Pops?
It's good. I don't think it's worth Funko Popping.
Such a weird choice. And when you start watering down a collectible item, so much so that Succession has 5 different versions of Funko Pops, I'm pretty sure they also make Severance Funko Pops, and I'm not confident I could tell you which one is which. They're just in generic, like, professional looking clothing.
Just out of curiosity, I was looking up the licensing fee that Funko Pop pays Pokemon for all the Funko Pops that they make. And I didn't think I'd find a number. I just thought maybe there'd be a rough estimate. But this says Funko profits by creating a large number of figures using the license. The per figure cost of the license becomes small when divided across the total number of figures sold, such as a $200,000 licensing fee for 200,000 figures, which works out to $1 per figure cost. The Pokemon Company has a strict no third-party policy for licensing requests and does not accept unsolicited pitches. Did you know that?
If not,
That everything that has Pokemon on it, Pokemon reached out to them and said, hey, you want to slap our characters on there?
not to get political, but does that include the ICE recruitment videos?
I don't know. They have been getting, they've been acting fast and loose with the rules concerning what they can and can't do on the internet.
Pokemon has been on a downhill slide with licensing since they lost to Pal World. Do you know the most expensive Funko Pops sold for $100,000 on the resale market?
Is it a misprint?
It is not.
Did they
It's-
forget to put like a shirt on Laura Croft, the Tomb Raider?
I hope she had the triangles.
You'll poke your eye out.
It was a set of 2, and from what I understand, the reason that it commanded such a high price was because there were only 2 around, and also they're gold Funko Pops, which means they were painted in gold. I don't know why that's all that surprising. But yeah, $100,000.
I had at Burger King, they used to have the kids' meals, and that would come with a toy, right?
Mhm.
But then they also used to do like special things that you could only get at Burger King, but it was like an extra cost.
Yeah.
So I remember we got watches, Simpsons watches from there, and those weren't Happy Meal toys. Those are like, you have to go and say, yeah, I'd like a cheeseburger kids meal. And then I would also like the Simpsons watch. Well, they did the same thing before that with these Pokeballs that inside of them had a Pokemon card that was like made out of some amount of gold. They were heavy. Like you could chuck it across the room and do some damage with it. And I have one. I don't know where it's at, but yeah, that's pretty sweet. And I don't know what it would get on the market these days.
A lot. I was actually having a conversation about those specific things recently, and the price point that we were looking at was like $25.
Oh man, that's lame.
I thought so.
Yeah, I'm looking at a set of 6, 23 karat gold plated for $150.
Maybe that's what could get your kid for Christmas.
That was a collectible worth getting, not some plastic piece of junk.
We don't get fun things like that anymore.
We don't. If there was something that you could go back and collect to have now to either sell or be a point of pride, what would it be?
I think video games would be really cool. If I were to keep the things, I think video games would be really cool. I've been gifted 3 GameCubes in my time.
Hmm.
One of which stopped working and one of which was stolen by a former partner.
What a douche. Is it Cooler Crier?
It was indeed, yes. But yeah, I think it would be really cool to go back and have like first edition versions of the Atari ET game or Super Mario Sunshine for the GameCube, the Xbox Connect.
Yeah, I don't think we never had an Xbox Connect. I don't think. Because I bought
Because we had the Wii.
I had the Xbox, and then I got the Xbox 360, and I kept getting the Red Ring of Death. There was one time I found a guy to fix it. Said that, oh, this is foolproof. Like I know exactly what to do to quit this error from popping up. Whatever. So I took my Xbox 360 to this guy's trailer in the middle of nowhere, and he took it to a back room, and he's like, "Oh, you can just sit down." And I sat on his couch. His wife walked out in a bra, like a nursing bra, with like one of the flaps undone. And I guess he didn't tell her that he was having company. And I got to sit on the couch awkwardly while they argued about me being there. And he finishes up, I guess, and he was like, "Hey man, sorry about that. You know how women are." I was like, "Okay. Like, I think this is on you, bud. I don't think that was her." And took it home, worked for about 3 months, and then got it again. And I was like, "Screw this." And went and got a PS3 and never looked back.
Yeah, I think you got it fixed again for me when you gave me your Xbox 360, and I think it lasted for maybe like a month. I was like, all right, no console for me.
There used to be a trick where you could wrap it in a towel and let it purposefully overheat to reset it, and that would work for a little bit. But then, yeah, the Xbox 360s were crap.
Great. PCs are where it's at, I'm told.
Nah.
Maybe that'll be a discussion for a later episode. If I'm going head to head with your fiance about Taylor Swift, you can go head to head with my boyfriend about video games.
Bring it on. I'll win.
Debate December. Sure.
All right.
Actually, I think video games would be cool to collect, but so would comic books. Because comic books would be really good to resell eventually. I don't know that I would want to have them for like personal consumption because I would be afraid that I would ruin their condition. But it'd be cool to sell some of that stuff. First edition Superman and all that.
Yeah. Hyper inflated. I feel like comic books are kind of like kind of like art. Like whenever a rich person buys a painting and they say, well, it was because the value is how much someone will pay for it.
Yeah.
And a streak on a canvas is not inherently valuable. But if someone attaches that to it, then whatever. Then that is the value of it from that point on. But I feel like the same thing happened with comic books. And I think that a lot of times nowadays they're more of a money laundering scheme.
Okay.
Anything that is hyperinflated for not really any good reason is a little suspect.
I mean, the reason in that situation would be scarcity, wouldn't it? There's so few iterations of this comic book that still exist in general, but especially in a condition that's readable, and then a condition that's mint, like it hasn't actually been touched since it came out in the 50s.
So it's been cared for. Yeah. Okay. No, that makes a little more sense. But yeah, I don't know. To sell a 60-year-old comic book that's in good condition for what did that one go for most recently? The Superman action comic was it number one? From 1938. Yeah, there's Action Comics number one digital copy auction. $6 million.
$6 million.
At an auction house in Dallas, Texas.
Cool. There's a Garfield showcase selling for $13,000 right now on Heritage Auction. I went down a rabbit hole fairly recently. Something called propstore.com,
Mm-hmm.
and they will auction off a lot of like TV and movie props and things. And the thing that I was looking at was the list from My Name is Earl. And it
Mm-hmm.
sold for like $6,000, which is so interesting to me. 'Cause it's essentially like, although I understand it was used in the film or in the filming of the TV show, which is very cool, it is a $6,000 piece of printer paper. I get it, but I don't get it. They were selling the little riding lawnmower thing that Joy won in a beauty pageant and Earl's wallet complete with ID with his eyes closed.
Log in to see sold price and a copy of his list. Propstore.com actually has been in the news recently because James Vanderbeek is having to sell off a bunch of his memorabilia from Varsity Blues and Dawson's Creek in order to pay for his cancer treatment. So it's funny you mentioned that because it was just in the news like a couple days ago. Do they have like chain of custody for this kind of stuff?
Yeah, all of these definitely come with provenance.
Good Lord. The prayer beads from Bruce Almighty are estimated to go for 2,000 to 4,000 euros, which if you are using freedom currency, that is $2,300 roughly to $4,600 for the beads that were used by both Jennifer Aniston and Jim Carrey and chewed on by Jim Carrey, if this is to be believed.
And these are the ones he actually chewed on.
They better be.
Someone might try to own Jim Carrey.
I heard a crazy thing that Putin, as well as other world leaders, I couldn't confirm if DJT does this, but they use special toilets when they're traveling that collect their waste so that they can't be bioscanned to search for any sort of like diseases or abnormalities that they could use to swing world affairs.
Huh.
Isn't that bananas?
That feels like the most extreme version of Drake putting hot sauce in condoms. The internet is a terrible place. It was a bad invention.
Yeah, well,
I don't want to know that. But now everyone does.
if it didn't exist, then the world would not be privy to the conversation that we're having right now. So it's got its good, it's got its bad. Would you like Indiana Jones's whip? Oh, never mind. It already sold for $485,000.
I would like a whip.
Why are you saying it that way?
Like what?
Why did you say whip that way?
Saying it like it. You're supposed to say it. I would like Indiana Jones's whip.
Stop it.
Stop what?
Stop.
Stop what? I think it would be really cool also to have like a collection of like props and things if I had a house with like extra space for displaying stuff. But I also, for the same reason, I don't want to pay that much for something that's just going to sit there.
Yeah.
Like when John Oliver bought the Cinderella Man jockstrap from Russell Crowe's estate sale, divorce sale.
Huh. I did not know that was a thing. I mean, I guess it makes sense that he held on to it, but I would not have guessed that that was a purchasable item. I would have taken something from Gladiator. That would be cool.
Yeah. What is your ideal prop purchase?
Ideal prop purchase. Anton Chigurh's Cattle Stunner. Joker costume.
Which one?
That'd be cool. Like the purple suit.
Okay. So like Nicholson era?
Oh, no. Like Ledger. Dark Knight. What else? What else? A can of Dapper Dan. From Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? I want no pop, goddamn it. I'm a Dapper Dan man. Oh, I'm gonna need you to watch your language. I can order it for you, but it's gonna take about 2 weeks. I tried sitting Max down. It was just me and him.
Mhm.
The girls were out doing their thing. And I told him, hey man, give it 10 minutes. If you're not about it, we'll turn it off.
Mhm.
10 minutes in. How you feeling? I think maybe I'm just not old enough yet. I'm not old enough to understand it. I said, okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
So we turned it off and we turned on Spaceballs, and he loved it.
Solid pivot. I have recruited Nate for my DVD collecting, and the first DVD that he purchased was Spaceballs. He's adding important things to our collection.
Spaceballs, the DVD?
Spaceballs, the DVD.
Well, whenever y'all are back stateside, y'all can go through my stuff and see what you're interested in. I'll let you
Yeah.
know if I'm willing to part ways with it.
Yeah. I found a DVD on Facebook Marketplace of Sling Blade, but it's in Azel, which is 180 miles from me, and also very far from Nate. But one of these days, it was only $4.
What a deal. They don't know what they
I
have.
didn't know what they were selling. Yeah.
Have you ever fell into the trap of ordering a DVD or a video game off of the internet, like off eBay or something like that, and you get it and it is region locked?
I don't think I've ever run into that problem. I am very picky about what I'll purchase off of eBay because I don't trust most people on eBay.
That happened to me. This was a long time ago. And are you aware of the game Leisure Suit Larry?
Yes.
Well, in the United States, you could only get on the Xbox the mature version of Leisure Suit Larry on the Xbox.
Mhm.
On the computer, you could get the AO version, which I heard was just balls to the wall. And for those that don't know, it is a step above mature and it's adults only. And I was not an adult, but luckily eBay didn't have very good verification at the time.
Sure.
But I found a copy of it that on eBay that was Xbox 360, but it was the AO version. And I didn't realize that version was banned in the US. So I ordered it. It arrives, put it in my Xbox. Oh, you're region locked. Can't use it. I had to have a British Xbox 360 in order to play this game. That was perfectly readable by the Xbox 360, but the only way you could use it is if it was a British 360.
Feels a little silly.
Real silly. But that's the only time I've really run into that. I don't think I ran into that on any DVD things, but region locking is stupid.
I think I've only ever purchased one movie off of eBay for myself, and that was
Debbie Does
Idiocracy.
Dallas.
Idiocracy. It was my favorite movie at the time,
Yeah?
and honestly, it's still up there, but now it has a different tone behind it. Every day we get a little bit closer to President Herbert Mountain Dew Camacho.
Yeah? Hey, who knew that Mike Judge was a fortune teller? He also nailed it with the Crocs.
He did, yeah.
There's a lot of stuff from that movie that is real prophesizing. It's pretty crazy.
I think that is one of the movies that is the most, like, referenced in my household, or it's the one that I find connections to the most often. I don't know the last time I went to a Costco, but every time I hear about how a retail store has a rule that you have to smile at a guest when they're within a certain distance from you, and if they get within a closer distance, you have to say hello, and
It's the 10-4
"How are
rule.
you today?" I always think, "Welcome to Costco. I love
I
you."
love you. We were just recently at a Fuddruckers. There's not many left in the country, but there is one right down the street from me right now.
Yeah.
And we went to Fuddruckers, and the whole time I was thinking about the fact that they are going to slowly transition into something that does not say Fuddruckers. And when it does make that transition, I don't think that I would want to eat there any longer.
That is probably a good idea. They were still having kids' birthday parties, so still be worth checking out.
Have you ever heard of some folks call it Sling Blade?
I
Call
have,
it a Sling Blade?
and that is only because I looked it up on Half Price Books thinking I was gonna cheat the system and find a copy of the DVD. The only thing that popped up was they call it Sling Blade. Call it a Sling Blade?
Some people call it a Sling Blade.
Yeah.
It has Molly Ringwald in it, and it is a short that was the inspiration for the movie. Is Molly Ringwald in the movie?
I don't know. I don't have access to this movie.
Does not look like it, but it does have Dwight Yoakam. Did you know that he wrote it and directed it?
I did.
Huh.
I've been deep down the rabbit hole on the lore of Sling Blade for as long as I've been looking for this DVD.
Maybe we'll have a live watch party whenever you track it down.
I would love that.
Oh, and John Ritter. Nice. All right. Well, you got anything else for this episode?
One other fun little fact. The most expensive Pokemon card that's been sold, as far as we know to date, was a Pikachu. I think it said it was like an Illustrator 10. I don't know what that means. That was sold for $5.2 million. Want to guess to who? To whom?
Jeff Bezos.
No.
Mark
He
Zuckerberg.
is a YouTuber, influencer,
PewDiePie.
suicide glamorizer,
Logan Paul.
Logan Paul.
Probably should have
I-
seen that one coming.
And the last little bit of information that I had was that when you think of Beanie Babies and you think of their value these days, what do you think is the most valuable Beanie Baby?
I mean, the most obvious one would be the Princess Diana one.
That bear is worth almost nothing these days.
I believe it.
There are some that are being sold for upwards of $500,000. But whenever I looked it up earlier, I found some that were being sold for like 20 or 30. With the tag
Tag still intact?
intact, they still looked like a decent, they were in good quality.
Emily
lied.
had one.
There's $1 million Diana Bear.
Good
too.
Lord. Emily had one, and the first thing she did was rip the tag off. But I
That
guess
was
it
her
worked out.
retirement.
I know. Well, should have told her when she was 5, 4. When was the Diana stuff?
97?
Yeah, 97. So probably like 98, 99. So I should have been like older than that, but not by much. So I don't know. My suggestion is if you like it, you can afford it, you don't let it take over your life, do what you want to do.
We're not here to yuck people's yums.
We're
You
not.
want to go camping outside the GameStop every Tuesday? Do you?
Do you? We're allowed to have our opinions, though. Remember that.
We are. And I
that's
support those
okay.
people hanging out outside the GameStop.
And I think that their time could probably be better used somewhere else, like curing cancer or solving world hunger. But hey, you get your holographic Mew first
I
edition.
want a holographic first edition Mew.
Well,
All right, looks like I'm whipping out the lawn chair.
there you go. All right. And with that,
Remember, kids, do good things and good things happen. Peace out, Girl Scouts.
see ya.